Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
So, you just started using LinkedIn Premium. Now what? Well, on your premium company page, you noticed around 7.5 times more page engagement and 5 times more page views. Well done. And now, new clients are messaging you. All because you're using LinkedIn Premium, which helps you get the business growth you want. Think big, small business. Think big. Start your free trial at linkedin.com/premium small business. That's linkedin.com/premium small business.
Llegaron los nuevos McCrispy Strips, listos para aventurarse en la mezcla de mayo ketchup, la barbecue que quedó en el fondo de la cajita, Hot Fudge Sundae y en la nueva Creamy Chili McCrispy Strip Dip. Los nuevos McCrispy Strips, ahora en McDonald's. Para pa pa pa.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Hello, space. Meet the Ioniq 9, Hyundai's first 3-row all-electric EV. With over 300 miles of range, ultra-fast charging capability, and lots of space. Experience more room and more freedom. Learn more about the Ioniq 9 at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
The Eagles get back to work today and start the process of defending their 2025 Super Bowl championship. Guys, welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast there is, covering news, notes, and opinions on your favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, right here on the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel, and you can find me also hosting Trending in the AM Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. on the STT Sports Network. I've got today's episode linked down below. You can check it out. Greatly appreciate it. You can bring your opinions on everything I talk about here and everything else going on in Philadelphia sports over there. I greatly, greatly appreciate you guys subscribing and checking that out. And today, May 27th, Tuesday, is the start of voluntary OTA workouts today and tomorrow, and then again on Friday. Next week, there'll be more, like I said yesterday, June 2nd, 3rd, and 5th, and then obviously there'll be a mandatory practice on June 10th. We will see. I'll be curious to see how many of the Eagles show up after winning the Super Bowl. How many take, 100% participation in all these OTAs. And I think it's very important to set the tone that all the leaders show up. And look, the Eagles have always had a very high attendance on the voluntary workouts all offseason for pretty much the entirety of Nick Sirianni's tenure here in Philadelphia. So I would expect a majority of them to show up, at least for a majority of the practices, maybe not every single one of them. Yesterday we were talking about some of the things I'm going to be looking, out for during these OTAs before training camp rolls around. And I discussed this on Trending in the AM as well. And a couple other things were brought up that I wanted to discuss. From my man Rick, who hosts a great podcast of his own, he's looking forward to Andrew Makuba versus Sidney Brown. He thinks there's going to be a safety battle. Now, a majority of us are assuming second-round rookie Andrew Makuba is going to be the starting safety opposite of Reed Blankenship in 2025. But safety and linebacker, they're two positions that it takes a little while to learn the Vic Fangio system. Sidney Brown was here all of last year, didn't play all of last year, but it was at least here, and there was a lot of Eagles fans that were very high on Sidney Brown when we drafted him a few years back. But between injuries and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson being here, he really did not have many opportunities to show what he's capable of. Is there a battle there brewing between them? I tend to lean to no. I believe that Andrew Makuba will get the nod, but it'll be interesting to see if maybe Sidney Brown can, earn some set. Look, Andrew Makuba also can play the slot and play on the line, so there are other spots that you could use him if Keely Ringo maybe does not work out as a cornerback. So we'll see how that plays out. So this is a very big offseason and season for Sidney Brown and his future with the Eagles and also in the NFL, whether he could take a step forward. Someone else brought up Bryce Huff and how important this offseason is for Bryce Huff to show that he could fit in Vic Fangio's system better than he did last year. And, I just to remind myself how ugly it is, I did bring up Bryce Huff's contract, and he's only scheduled to make a base salary of $1.1 million. But, he's got a $7.4 million cap hit. And if you cut him right now or this year, it's a near $30 million dead cap hit if you cut him. So cutting him is not an option. Next year, if you cut him, it's still a $20 million cap hit. So it's very, very important for the Eagles to find a way to make Bryce Huff work. Now, I'm not worried. Howie Roseman always finds a way to hide dead cap hits if he's got to cover some or cut somebody. Obviously did that with Carson Wentz at the time, that when they traded away Carson Wentz to the Colts, that was the biggest dead cap hit ever taken for a single player in NFL history. And he still found a way to make a playoff team and build a playoff team in 2021. So wouldn't put it out of it. But Bryce Huff signed a huge 3-year, $51 million contract last offseason. And with, I don't want to say question marks, but, some opportunities available on the defensive line to get after the quarterback, it's a big season upcoming for Bryce Huff. And these OTAs will be important for him to really, really zone in and figure out what went wrong last year with Vic Fangio and what he can do better. The final thing that I wanted to add to this is Reed Blankenship, who, I mentioned it last week. Terry McLaurin, the wide receiver with the Washington Commanders, he's in a contract battle with the Commanders right now. He's going into the last year of his deal with a 15.5 base salary, over $25 million dead, cap hit, not dead cap hit, just cap hit against Washington. He's 29. He'll be 30 early in the season. All these other teams wait till the last second to sign their players, creating drama. Reed Blankenship's the only real Eagle. I mean, Nakobe Dean's also on a one-year deal, but with the injury, it's hard to do anything. Reed Blankenship's working on a one-year deal. He's only scheduled to make just under $1.5 million in base salary this year. And he was an undrafted free agent. He's proven he's been around for a few years now with the Eagles. But what they do with him, but also if he plays out this year on a one-year deal, this is a huge season for him to earn a big paycheck somewhere else, maybe next year. So I'll be curious to see if the Eagles work something out between now and training camp or now and the beginning of the season, because it's been a very long time. We were talking about it on Training in the AM. When was the last time the Eagles had any salary drama with players or holdouts or contract issues? And we kind of feel like Jeremy Maclin and Deshaun Jackson over a decade ago are the last two times that Howie Roseman didn't figure out a player's contract. So we don't have a Terry McLaurin issue, a Jamar Chase issue last year. These issues with players, holding out or having issues with their contracts that loom, that distract from getting ready for the season. On a side note, I mean, the NFL is already eyeing up what Howie does with the salary cap. There was talk in the owners' meeting last week that they are already discussing ways to change the salary cap when the next CBA comes up in 2031 because of void years, because of dummy years on contracts, the way the upfront cash to save on the salary cap. Howie has been very good with this stuff. So I expect a resolution to Reed Blankenship, because that's just not his MO, to let guys, vital guys, important guys, play out of their last year of their contract. Now, sometimes it happens and we lose them. Milton Williams, Josh Sweat. But if Reed Blankenship's a part of the future of this team, the contract will get up. One final, we'll get settled out. One other final little note today. Tuesday, tonight, Phillies take on the Braves at Citizens Bank Park to kick off a 3-game series. Howie Roseman's throwing out the first pitch. Does Howie Roseman throw a strike? And what do you think his fastball is? I think he's going to throw get it over around the plate region, but I don't know if Howie Roseman's going to get a fastball down the pike there. So it'd be fun to watch what Howie Roseman looks like throwing out the first pitch of the baseball game tonight for the Phillies. Guys, this is the Eagles Checkdown right here on the Eagles Pinball Podcast Network. Hopefully you're following along all the great content on this channel. And make sure you check out Trending in the AM this morning, live at 8 o'clock on the STT Sports Network. I got the episode linked below. Everybody have a great Tuesday. Go Birds. We're back to work, baby. And bubbles up.
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks, or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Visit USAA.com/bundle.
Bundle savings are off total premium, not available in all states or in all situations. To qualify, auto policy must be active prior to property policy issue, subject to change. Restrictions apply. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
New Vitamin Water Zero Sugar Pineapple Passion Fruit is packed with vitamins. Just like the amount of peas we packed in that sentence. It's packed like your tote bag. The one you stole from your ex. Or your overpriced half a studio apartment. Or extra rushed rush hour traffic. Packed like your calendar. Triple booked at 5, of course. Grab a Vitamin Water. Did we mention it's packed with vitamins?
It's the Smucker's Uncrustables podcast with your host, Uncrustables. Okay, today's guest is rough around the edges. Please welcome Crust.
Thanks for having me.
Today's topic, he's round with soft, pillowy bread.
Hey.
Filled with delicious PB&J.
Are you talking about yourself?
And you can take him anywhere.
Why'd you invite?
And we are out of time.
Are you really cutting me off?
Uncrustables are the best part of the sandwich. Sorry, Crust.
Summer's here, and you can now get almost anything you need for your sunny days delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get a chicken parmesan delivered. A cabana? That's a no. But a banana? That's a yes. A nice tan? Sorry, nope. But a box fan? Happily, yes. A day of sunshine? No. A box of fine wines? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details.
This episode is brought to you by Loom by Atlassian. Are you feeling stuck at work? Get your team unstuck with Loom video messaging and move work forward. Use Loom to simultaneously record both your screen and yourself to share a quick update, provide feedback, train a colleague, and everything in between. Plus, add Loom AI to your meetings for instant written notes and recordings. Try Loom today at Loom.com. That's LOOM.com.